The roads you traveled so briskly lead out of dim antiquity, and you study the past chiefly because of its bearing on the living present and its promise for the future. Only 30 years ago, Nova Southeastern University was a small, proud institution with an enrollment of around 17 students. Today, this vibrant campus with more than 16,000 students is a cornerstone of higher education in South Florida. As students attend class, review lecture notes, and study the history of law, health, and other disciplines, it's unlikely they ponder the history of the names or faces that adorn their surroundings. But were it not for some extraordinary people, the students of NSU might not be building their futures here today. One such person, Leo Goodwin Sr.
The first thing that you have to know that as far as Leo Goodwin Sr.'s impact on this university is this would be a very different institution had he not been so generous. This institution is permeated by the memory of Leo Goodwin Sr.
Leo Goodwin's life spanned over a fascinating period of our country's history, a time of great hardships and even greater opportunities. Self-driven, even as a young man, Leo Goodwin understood that honest hard work was the key to success.
He was always interested in accounting, and he took a mail-order accounting course. And like Abe Lincoln, he burned the midnight oil, and he worked hard, he studied hard.
After working as an accountant and tax advisor to wealthy oilmen, Leo Goodwin Sr. went to work in 1925 as an auditor for the United Services Automobile Association, a Texas company providing automobile insurance for Army officers. His talents flourished. Leo was said to have a plain-spoken way of making insurance problems seem simple. But after 10 years with USAA, Leo Goodwin was restless. He set forth in 1936 to pursue a dream, to organize and found his own company. The insurance industry would never be the same.
He broke out of the mold and created an insurance company that was unlike anything that went before it.
Most of his colleagues thought this was a foolish idea, but he had one devoted supporter, the very capable chief bookkeeper at USAA, Lillian Wilson, soon to become Mrs. Lillian Goodwin. They moved to Washington, D.C., where together they built a life and a hugely successful business, the Government Employees Insurance Company, known today as GEICO.
They worked to midnight for $250 a month for the both of them, just because it was their company and they had great faith in what it would do. Mr. Goodwin Sr.'s concept was different from other insurance companies when he formed GEICO because he eliminated the middleman. There were no commissions, and therefore he saved the policyholder up to 30-35%.
GEICO's enormous success is attributed largely to the foresight, tireless work, and unwavering dedication of Leo Goodwin Sr.
I know that he was a person that was certainly dedicated to the work ethic, and that was extremely important to him. And in addition to that, that philanthropy and doing things for others was an important part of his life.
In the early 60s, this warm and generous family, including Leo Goodwin Jr., took notice of Nova Southeastern University and its ambitious goals. From then on, the Goodwins became staunch and active supporters of the university.
I think they cared so much about the university because they cared about education. He wanted anyone in the world who could to go to college. He was very adamant about not only undergraduate graduate schools, college.
Upon his passing in 1971, Leo Goodwin Sr. bequeathed to Nova Southeastern University a gift that would have an enormous and enduring impact on the future of the school.
His gift was the largest ever received by the university, over $17 million. And we see it in everyday activities here on the campus with respect to the impact on the students, with respect to the impact of the various buildings that have been named in his honor, but most importantly on what it meant for the students. Fellowships and Goodwin Scholars and Goodwin Professorships and those types of things.
The money that he gave guaranteed that the university would survive and prosper. Without it, it might have disappeared.
Leo Goodwin Sr. is fondly remembered by all who knew him.
He had so much charisma, and the way he talked to you and his sparkling eyes, he was such a kind, wonderful man.
He was amazingly generous to everyone, and it gave him pleasure. I can see the smile on his face now.
He was a visionary. He looked for the future, and he had a wonderful heart. His heart, he just was so good to everyone.
Today, as we look back, it's amazing to consider how his 84 years on this earth continue to benefit the lives of thousands.
The legacy of Mr. Goodwin is that there are hundreds of lawyers in the future who can look back and thank him for helping them get through law school and to become a legal professional.
Said that, you know, when I'm gone, no one will remember me, but you won't be forgotten, Mr. Goodwin.
It would make Papa Steve so happy to be remembered and to be celebrated. I think it's a celebration.
Great is the person who plants a tree knowing they'll never live to sit in its shade. And if I had to sum up what my memory is of the lasting legacy of Leo Goodwin Sr., it would be just that.
Leo Goodwin Sr., a shining example of all that is great in mankind.